Mailbag time here on the Cowboys Report. First up, $5 from William Cook. Says, I think they improved in the area of penalties. No pre-snap or real stupid penalties. I think you're right. I think that stuff matters for the Cowboys. This has been one of the most penalty-laden team over the last several years, especially in the Mike McCarthy era. 4 for 42 versus 9 for 110. Now, we can get into the dirty secret of how the NFL typically has the underdog take less penalties, which I don't like, and there's benefits for the NFL as a league to have more competition, but the pre-snap stuff, you can't, like, it's either there or it's not, and the Cowboys weren't doing the false starts. We saw that in the first preseason game. I thought they were much better in that area. I think it's a great call-up by you as well. Reminder that every $5 super thanks gets you into our weekly raffles, so 5 gets you 1 entry, 10 gets you 3. Get those super chats in, or super thanks in. $5, you're entered into our jersey, or our TBD raffle for week 2. From Nick, Dak and Schotty have to be better at switching from CeeDee to Pickens if one of them isn't firing on all cylinders switch. I get where you're coming from. Also, if Lamb's open, like, I'm going to throw it to him. Like, I think this team is, I expect my best player to make those plays. I don't have any issues doing that. CeeDee has to catch it. Like, he just has to. If he doesn't, well, he spent a lot of time with the jugs machine today, apparently. Good. He has to make those plays. William Cook, a $2 super chat again, says, I just hope they get the Smith deal done without the drama. I agree. I don't know if that one is going to end up happening. It's kind of an awkward situation where I wonder if the total guaranteed money has been the root of the issue. There's nothing stopping you from doing it in season. You can do that. Agents typically don't, because once you enter the year, you're just kind of, okay, I've bet on myself already. I'm just going to ride it out, and you don't want it to be a distraction, whatever. I wouldn't be mad if they did it, though. I'd actually be pretty happy if the Cowboys went out and did that. I don't think there's been drama right now. That's good. If you get it done even before next March, like, I would consider that a win for the Cowboys. But in season specifically, will the Tyler Smith extension get done? Get those predictions in. Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment, by the way, on today's video. So will the Tyler Smith deal get done? Y for yes, N for no. From Manny, a $5 super chat. Thank you, Manny. Can we go out and trade for a stud linebacker? Defensive line did excellent in the second half. Makes me feel better than having Parsons. They got some pressures in the second half, which is a big deal, and hopefully that continues against the not best offensive line in football, even though Dickerson did get banged up in that game. You can try to find a linebacker. You start throwing around a first-round pick, teams are going to be a lot more involved. I don't know if that's a good idea for the Cowboys, and then you don't have a third, so it gets a little bit complicated to find a way to make that work. You, in theory, might get a stud one back into Marvin Overshown, but I do think maybe give Leofau some more playing time. Maybe it just hurts, and that was the issue, but the linebackers I didn't think played well enough. I agree. Max Finnegan, a $10 super chat, a.k.a. Max Smash 73. Thank you, Max. Tom, I know this is an overreaction, but why is Sanders on the roster? He's supposed to be the Lightning to Williams Thunder, but he's clearly too slow, and he's only going to get worse with age. Yeah, you got caught by 4, 6, 5, whatever it was, Zach Bond from behind. Like, that needs to be a touchdown. You got to the hole. Terrence Steele, you're pulling guards, and Jake Ferguson give you a crease. You hit it. You do a great job there. It looked like he was laboring to run, and that just can't happen. Like, he could be on the roster, sure. Jaydon Blue should be active. Like, if Jaydon Blue can hit the hole properly, which maybe is a question, maybe it's not, he ain't getting caught by Zach Bond. That's 6, and the game is completely changed. You also can't fumble. So, like, both of those things were frustrating to me because the Cowboys never should have put themselves in that position. Sanders never should have put himself in that spot. It's overreaction to cut him, but like I think Jaden Blue should get a chance next week. Period. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. They invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Hope you guys took advantage of the Dak Prescott more than a half passing yard prize pick max discount. Here's one without Dak if you did not catch up on time. I got Jaden Daniels more than passing yards, Brian Thomas Jr. more than receiving yards for the Jags, and Justin Jefferson touchdown on Monday Night Football. Download the Prize Picks app today at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. William Cook. I think Flus did a good job making adjustments, gave him a chance. I agree. The defense was awful in the first half and pretty damn good in the second half. More than good enough to win that game for you. It's kind of funny how the two sides totally flipped for both teams, frankly. Weather delay maybe had a factor in that, I don't know. They brought some blitzes, and they worked. I appreciated that. He likes to blitz the nickels, the corners, and it worked with Diggs and Bland, and I like that stuff. I would like to see some more games and twists and stunts up front. That's not Flus's game, but I just think I watched the Eagles bring multiple different stunts, and it worked quite a bit against the Cowboys. I would like to bring stunts. I think that, especially on obvious passing downs. Now, maybe they were trying to be dedicated to keeping their rush lanes contained. Didn't do a good job of that in the first half. I wish you had a spy. You missed Overshown in that one. I wouldn't have been mad if they had tried Marquise Bell out, frankly. But adjustments were made. They were very obvious. The hour-long delay may have helped things, but I think there were definitely some positives on the defense there. Drew DTX. I can't stop thinking about that duo of Javonte and Jaden once Jaden is healthy. I want to say, Jaden Blue wasn't on the injury report. I know that Calvin Watkins said that there was some health stuff with Jaden Blue. Unless something flared up in the game, then he's healthy. He's not, either they're lying about the injury or something happened, or there just isn't one who's healthy scratch, which I disagree with. So I think our running game is S+. I don't know about that. I think your schematics, though, might be S+, which I think is I loved what I saw in that. We'll talk more. We'll have a video on that more in depth. I loved what I saw there. And you're right. Jaden does not get caught on that breakaway run. Maybe the Cowboys don't trust him to hit that hole properly, which I think you should be able to trust him. It was a good job by Sanders getting skinny and squeezing through, but I think you absolutely need to be playing Jaden Blue. So do you agree? Should Jaden Blue play in Week 2? I think it's a resounding yes. You guys can sound off for me in the comments section of today's show. Y for yes, N for no. $10 super chat, Chase Garvin. Let me get you into our raffle here, Chase. Boom, got you entered. Chase says, I think this defense needs to be a zone blitzing team. Linebackers were a clear liability on defense. Sanborn's not enough for man. Murray's indisciplined enough with his eyes. So I will say the Cowboys straight up didn't run man. They didn't have a single man coverage rep in the entire, per NFL's Next Gen Stats, in the entire game against Philadelphia. It was all zone. But those hook zones, you still have to have good eye discipline. You have to keep your eyes peeled and set up properly. I think zone blitzes are a good idea. It's not Matt Eberflus' style. He does a lot of cover 2, a lot of cover 4, a lot of zone stuff, some man. I think he'll probably do more man against lesser competition potentially. But the zone stuff is fine, but you can't drop back too far. From Rich, Za'Darius Smith just signed with the Eagles. Classic Philly, isn't it? They're always doing stuff like that. I mean, Eagles won, got more pressures than you. They go out and add the best available edge. I think you have enough edge talent, but you need to do more than just rush downhill every play. So, seems very on brand for Philadelphia. Go figure. All right, Vince, for which player would you trade the Packers first 2026 in order to get better now? The problem is I don't know who's actually available. If I'm trading a first, I am going to be pretty defensive of those picks because I want to have them. I want to stock my team with young talent. So I am looking at someone who is relatively cheap right now and is under a rookie contract, which really narrows down my field. And those guys might not be available for a first-round pick. So I would have interest. I would have actually quite a bit of interest on that front of like getting someone in there. If I can get a good, young, talented, cheap linebacker, I'm all for it. I don't know if that guy's out there right now, and that's what tends to complicate things. So I think like I am open to doing it. My gut feeling in the end tells you that the Cowboys are just going to go out and keep those first-round picks, and you might even be able to just maybe trade down in 2026 and get an extra 2027 first-round pick and own that draft. Coach Carter, I thought Sam Williams played pretty well. Agreed? I think John said he was the worst edge of the group, John Oning. I thought there was ups and downs for Sam. The pressures were good. He was good in that area. I think some of the run defense was kind of shaky. I think some of the gap discipline was kind of shaky as well. But I thought they still showed enough. I saw enough good stuff from Sam Williams to think, hey, positivity-wise, this is going to be a good thing for the Cowboys. Like they're going to be able to have success and get going as the year goes along. But I don't think it was perfect from Sam. I love this comment, though, about Mike after the game. Like, I'm over it. Let's focus on our guys. I agree. All right, shout out a player who impressed you in week 1. Let me know in the comments section of today's show what player, offense, defense, doesn't matter, can be a big name, can be a small name. Let me know what player impressed you in the first game of the NFL season. Jariah Jones, CeeDee Lamb couldn't catch with his hands. Should he consider using his feet? I think we can get off the jokes about CeeDee. He has to be better. We all know it. He knows it. You can't do that in those types of games. E&E Gaming. I think they make the playoffs at 10-7 after this performance. What do you think? I think it's extremely possible. Again, I feel better coming out of this game than I did, going into it. I think there was a lot of positive elements, a lot of good stuff I saw from this Dallas Cowboys team to justify feeling better about them as we move forward. Let's see how week 2 goes. It's a long season, a tough schedule, but I took the over on the win total months ago. I feel better about that. The guys want even more Cowboys news and rumors? Do not miss out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/CowboysTV. It's youtube.com/CowboysTV. Free Cowboys videos, oftentimes multiple times per day, and at least one every single day right here on the Cowboys Report. TG Collects, final question. Any free agent edges or linebackers that interest you? I mean, if you felt like you needed to go get an edge, you could find somebody. Like, you could go, obviously, Darius Smith off the market as of the middle of our live show today, Friday. You could go out and pursue a Jadeveon Clowney. Like, he's available. Maybe he helps you out a little bit. I kind of wonder if you're okay enough at edge. The linebacker groups are, you just want to bring back Eric Kendricks? I would be surprised if the Cowboys did that. The other guys are like, does Anthony Walker interest you? Kaiser White got picked up already. Like, it's not a very good group. Devondre Campbell might as well be done in the NFL with what happened. So I think I'm sure the Cowboys will give us the Overshone's going to return. I might just play Leah Falmore.